Welcome back. Donald Trump is now the presumptive Republican nominee after John Kasich and Ted Cruz both suspended their campaigns. It has been quite a week, hasn't it? Well, Trump now looking forward to a likely showdown with Hillary Clinton ahead of the presidential election in November. Brad Gerstman is a Democratic strategist and co-founder of Gotham Government Relations, and Ford O'Connell is a Republican strategist and adjunct professor at George Washington University's Graduate School of Political Management. Welcome to you both. You know, you look at those head-to-head polls, and Ford, let's start out with you. And Hillary Clinton's ahead of Donald Trump, but you'd say maybe not so fast, that she wouldn't necessarily beat him in the fall. Why?
Absolutely. Donald Trump starts out as a 60-40 underdog to Hillary Clinton, and here's the deal. The reason why I'm very bullish on his chances is he has a near-perfect working-class message. He's a master of the media, and Hillary Clinton has no idea how to run against him because for Trump, nothing's out of bounds. If he wants to win this election, he has to keep the states Romney got in 2012, and he's going to have to win Florida, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. If he does that, that's 273 electoral votes, and he's the next president of the United States.
Can he do all that?
Absolutely he can, because the bottom line is working class voters are leaving the Democratic Party hand over fist. In fact, you know, they're running out of basically white voters in the Midwest, and it's a real problem for Hillary Clinton.
Okay, let's bring Brad in here, though. But Brad, you know, Republicans certainly have a problem in that Donald Trump doesn't poll particularly well with minority voters at this point, Latino voters. You know, he needs them to win, too, doesn't he?
Absolutely. I mean, the one thing with Donald Trump is this is where the traditional pundits, you know, are trying to take a square peg and put it in a round hole. Donald Trump is doing this in a completely different way. It's not about how much Donald Trump can improve himself. It's a matter of how much, in his mind, he can tear down Hillary Clinton. And that's what he's been great at. Keep in mind, he's the guy who runs the show Apprentice. He made up the rules of Apprentice, and he's using them in his own campaign now. And what he's done to 17 other candidates in the Republican Party, the best and the brightest that the Republicans put forward, is just astonishing. He just did away with them very, very quickly and in a very meaningful way. And he's created so many followers. So really, his move going forward is not to try to, you know, see how many more people he can acquire, but how much more he can destroy Hillary Clinton.
But Brad makes a great point here. The next 10 weeks are the biggest 10 weeks for Trump's campaign because he's basically going to have to build up an infrastructure and solidify the GOP base going forward. And the number one thing he has to guard against from the Hillary Clinton political machine is being seen as risky and dangerous. Another concern I have for Donald Trump is he has to find a way to win Florida. If he can't win Florida, he can't be president. And the key to that's going to be keeping that working class message and that cult of personality while finding a way to woo in some women and some Hispanic voters.
But that's part of Hillary Clinton's message right now. She's, you know, essentially saying he's a loose cannon, and we don't need that. Brad, how do you see that one playing out then?
I just think Donald Trump has to continue to do what Donald Trump does best. I mean, to change his tactics, to try to, you know, acquire women voters and to try to acquire African-American voters. It's not the thing. He has to stay on his message because
don't you think?
He needs them, but he will acquire them with his own message. Okay, that's the way he's going to do it because now they don't have a choice.
Now, or do you think that he needs to alter his message?
No, I don't think he needs to alter it at all. I think there are a lot of pundits out there that are saying he has to look more presidential. He has to be able to, you know, look less scary and all those kind of things. He does not need to do that. He needs to do whatever he's done to win this. Last, he was up against 17 candidates. He had a good fight with Cruz and Kasich a little bit, and you know, and so at the end of the day, he's now up against Hillary. It's just another opponent. And I don't think the strategy changes. I simply don't. You're underestimating, I'm sorry, you're underestimating Donald Trump's ability as a politician, which has been underestimated so far.
You're a Democrat.
I agree with you, Brad.
Yeah, I'm a Democrat, but I know politics, and I understand it, and I see a guy. I may not agree with everything he says, doesn't mean I can't recognize talent.
I just want to say I appreciate you calling a spade, and we get a whole lot of folks on here sometimes who just want to toe the party line, so I appreciate you being honest, and I know our viewers do as well. Ford, let me just give you the last word now.
Well, I'm saying is that I really think that Donald Trump has a great chance, and the key is going to be the next 10 weeks, which is now to the convention to really get his ducks in line. My concerns are twofold. One is getting 92% of the Republican voters in his tent and making sure he wins Florida and being a little disciplined with respect to name calling and cutting back on the conspiracy.